All righty. It is 6:31. I'll call the Newcastle Planning Board meeting to order today, May 21st, 2026. Second item on the agenda is to review the minutes from the April 16th, 2026 meeting. Do I have a motion on the minutes? Motion, do I have a second? Second, accept, thank you. I'm assuming it was to accept the minutes.
Yes,
thank you. Discussion, comments,
I haven't seen
punctuation,
Yeah.
all good?
Not even that. Yeah.
Everybody happy? All in favor of accepting the minutes? 4-0, thank you. No old business, new business. Come on up, grab a seat at the, but just come on up to the table there. Just right there. Yep, you're good. Just so you're in the camera, so people can see you. All right, so we have a pre-submittal meeting for map 2 lot 20-A-6, if I'm reading that correct.
Yeah.
Briarwood Lane, Peasley 71 Station Road. So as a pre-submittal meeting, we're not making any decisions, we're not voting. This is strictly just, let's understand the scope of the project, offer any insight if we can about issues to address when it comes time to actually do the application.
Yeah. And there's a couple things to make sure that we're on the same,
Great.
that you're all comfortable with,
Great.
but.
So can you just introduce yourself and tell us what it is you're looking to do?
I'm a little hard here, so that's to speak up.
No problem. Can you just introduce yourself and tell us what it is you're looking to do?
I'm Guy Peasley, owner of 50 Briarwood. I'd like to have this amended so that I could possibly sell off a lot of the Newcastle, which I obviously can't do anything with until I do this.
And it's a pre-existing subdivision.
Yes,
So you're looking to modify the subdivision, which is the legal definition of the division of land.
yeah.
Originally from the 80s, 89,
87.
87, 87 was when it was originally subdivided.
Yeah, signed in 87.
Order all those.
I have hard copies of the plans for you, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I understand there are a couple other issues as well.
Yeah, but and I can
You want to go through it?
share whatever those are, because I found them.
Yeah, no problem. Yep, go for it.
Okay, so these are hard copies, if you like them. They should, yeah, they should be,
Just want to make sure they're
already
not
in your, but if you wanna look at some large format drawings.
We like maps. We like maps.
So,
I was looking at it on the computer and I gotta say I was a little confused because it kept saying South Newcastle Road.
I told you.
South Newcastle Road.
I've been trying so hard to find out what year that road was hit. It was after, we believe it was it was between 1994 and 1995.
It was renamed.
Yeah, but yes, for E911.
That makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense.
But we do not have, and nobody I've done extensive research on this, nobody has the exact date when the.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. It absolutely, both Cochrane Road and Station Road were called South Newcastle Road.
Originally.
Yes, then Cochrane Road was created in 94, we absolutely know that.
Yeah.
We don't know when Station Road was renamed from the size of that. We don't know the date,
It's interesting.
but we have it within a couple of years. Yeah, it's a mystery.
It is a mystery.
Yeah, it is. It's like.
Yeah, it took me a minute to locate it on the map.
yes, so
You can sit down. You don't have to stand.
there's a couple things that I noted. I mean, it's fairly straightforward what they're trying to do. They've got a 5-acre lot,
Speak up.
wants to divide it. So one issue note is that the parcel's partially in Edgecombe, right? So which is kind of fine. So because it's part of a
The
subdivision,
party wants to subdivide is not in it.
yeah, well, I mean, it'll be a division.
Yeah.
As long as my take is, as long as it meets the standards for Newcastle, as long as both lots have enough frontage on the roads in Newcastle, shouldn't be any issue preventing, at least meeting the standards for something.
Okay, can I ask a legal question that we may or may not know the answer to? Was the original subdivision plan filed and approved by both the towns of Newcastle and Edgecombe?
Does not look like it. On here, it says Town of Newcastle Planning Board. And that's it. Basically, with the exception of the subdivision is almost entirely in Newcastle.
Yeah.
With a little bit of land. There's what, 26 acres that remains from an original parcel that's entirely within Edgecombe. And then there's a small portion of what's now Mr. Peasley's lot that is in Edgecombe, but the entirety of the rest of the subdivision is in Newcastle. All of the lot lines are in,
Yeah,
so.
only reason I asked is because I don't want whatever changes we approve to be invalidated.
Mhm.
Because they weren't also approved by Edgecombe, if Edgecombe also is required to make approval on subdivision changes.
Yeah.
If it was also run through Edgecombe. So
It is.
I don't wanna step on their toes, but I also don't want you to have to go through this process. And then someone in Edgecombe challenges it. And lo and behold, you have to go through it all over again. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you look this up on the registry of deeds,
Yeah.
it's associated with Newcastle.
Yeah,
And only the Newcastle Planning Board is mentioned in the document.
in the deed.
In the.
Oh, in the covenant,
In
yeah.
plans, in the
Yeah,
covenant,
yeah.
yes, but it is specifically mentioned.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
Yeah, and Edgecombe is not referred to in any way.
Where is South Newcastle? It's not on Google Maps.
No, it's not. Station Road. Station Road, yep.
We call it the other Newcastle.
So this right here, South Newcastle Road, that's Station Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is this.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's just one wrinkle. So if it was just a regular subdivision and you were coming in to ask to divide the lot. Just go to for the planning board would review it against subdivision standards and land use standards and say. Yes or no, and sign a new plan that shows it divided.
Right,
So, in order to get to that, there's also 3 conditions of approval on this originally approved subdivision. 2 of which are relevant here. The first one is lots 1 through 6 may not be further divided or subdivided. And the second one is only one single family dwelling may be built on each of lots 1 through 6.
those are the original conditions of approval for the subdivision plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is also a question of what's in the covenants. The covenants are private. They're not, there's nothing on this plan, which is basically the record of what Newcastle approved, that says anything about the covenants. The covenants, and typically our covenants are privately imposed. But there is a covenant, one of the I don't know, standards in the covenant says any changes to the covenants require Newcastle Planning Board approval.
Yes, may I read the last sentence?
Yes, yeah.
Of the 1987 covenant. Any amendment of the plan or of these covenants shall require the prior consent of Newcastle Planning.
So that's a really weird thing.
It's very weird. Full disclosure,
that's-
I'm intimately familiar with it.
You are, okay.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
do you have a conflict?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was one thing, and I talked with Mike about it. He's an abutter, not
Okay.
in the subdivision, but an abutter.
I abut the very.
You about the property that we're talking about?
No.
I abut Sherman
He,
subdivision.
but lot one.
You about lot one.
Yes,
So about as far from this lot as you can get, but
Yes.
amendments to
Far
the
away.
subdivision.
So that's something to consider when we review the application.
Yeah.
full
Uh,
disclosure, yes.
yeah.
I've been familiar with this for 30 years.
Okay, okay,
I kid you not.
yeah, oh, yeah, oh,
I'm
I
not
believe it,
joking.
yeah, yeah.
So-
I've known as long as my aunt owned property that he's not allowed to have a clothesline.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty weird,
Yeah.
that's pretty weird,
No clotheslines?
Or no clotheslines, no unregistered vehicles, no exposed fuel tanks.
Yeah.
Only single family homes.
This is in the covenant.
it's in the covenant.
Yeah, okay.
No trailers, no one can have a trailer on their property.
Yeah,
There's, you've read it, I'm sure, right? Yeah,
We wrote it.
it's incredible, it's incredible, yeah. The developer was very strict and serious about this.
so do you know a little bit more about the backstory about why those covenants were put in place?
Who was the original developer?
Well,
Who was the original developer?
Robert Gregory was.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Regurgo,
yeah, got it.
actually, that tracks,
Check out.
yep.
Yeah. So it's. quite
So then,
strict, yeah.
I mean, I know we probably don't have any records about why the planning board at that time placed the conditions on the approval of the subdivision,
It made them, it was, I think it was the developer himself.
asked for the conditions.
Yeah. Well, look, this is filed as a plan, right? And.
Well, the deed is separate from the subdivision.
Yeah.
And the covenants are separate from the plan and the deed.
Right.
Yes,
So-
but the deeds reference plan and covenants.
Right.
Well, it's gnarly.
It sounds gnarly.
Sorry, it
So
really
what-
is, yeah.
What
It's
I'm,
complicated. yeah.
what I think. There's several steps. One is, the planning board, my understanding. Well, does have the authority to amend or approve the amendment of a subdivision plan and. The conditions that are on this. The planning board. Can't amend the covenants, the planning board can't really amend anything, they can just approve what needs to be amended. The covenants can be amended by the,
People of the
The
subdivision.
landowner,
yeah.
yeah.
They can be amended by a majority of the lot.
Where did you see that?
That's it, also the last, maybe we should read the whole last paragraph.
Well, is it the last paragraph?
Yeah, it's pretty short. This declaration may be amended or supplemented from time to time by written, and it has been. It was amended once
Yeah.
for roof pitch. Somebody apparently must have built a house that didn't conform.
Oh, I saw
They
that,
changed it by 1 inch.
1 inch.
Yeah. In the following year, the roof pitch was changed from oh, good lord, from 6 inches to 5 inches. 6 inches to 5 for angle and 13, except for the upper pitch of gambrel roofs. So.
Wow,
Yeah, it was amended 1 year, I think about a year later, yeah.
a majority of the lot owners.
Yeah, the last paragraph there, yeah. It this declaration may be amended or supplemented from time to time by written instrument executed and acknowledged by the declarant or the declarant, I'm assuming is the developer, or his successors in interest and signs and by a majority of the lot owners. So I guess the declarant would be Robert Gregory by now, who, if I understand correctly, is willing to sign off, right? Such an amendment to become effective prospectively on the recording of the same in Lincoln County Register of Deeds, that's number 1. And 2, the plan here and above described may be amended as aforesaid, subject to the requirements of the main subdivision law, so we can't violate that, and the rules and regulations of the Newcastle Planning Board.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, and any amendment of the plan of these covenants shall require the prior consent of the Newcastle Planning Board. So this to me appears very simple. If the subdivision owners can get, a majority of them can agree to something, but then they have to bring that proposed amendment to the planning board and it has to be approved. And then they can do it.
Well,
No,
right?
it actually says, other way around,
Other way around?
other way
Oh, yeah,
around.
no, I'm sorry, prior consent.
Prior
yes.
consent of the
Prior-
Newcastle Planning Board, but
Yes.
what's interesting is that, the rules and regulations of the Newcastle Planning Board is
Yes.
ambiguous.
Yes, that of 1988 or now, is that what you're thinking?
No, I'm thinking, what are the rules and regulations of the Newcastle Planning Board?
Good point.
I mean, I would, it's gonna be. Well, it's whatever regulates the planning board, which is the ordinance and,
Subdivision codes.
I mean, state statute, sure,
Just our,
but policy, whatever the planning board's. Bylaws are.
we don't have a policy about. Modifying subdivisions.
Yeah, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason he has to come before us in the first place is, he just wants to divide one lot into two. That's technically not subdivision, right?
Oh, it is.
It still is? I thought it was three.
No. It's already a subdivision.
Since
So
it's already a
it's an
subdivision.
amendment
Yes, I'm sorry.
to the subdivision.
I
Yeah.
should, yes,
Yeah.
I should know that.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. Otherwise,
Okay,
if it was a
Gotcha.
parcel
Yeah.
not in subdivision,
Then it wouldn't
You'd be
be.
correct.
Yes, it
Yes.
would
Yeah.
not come before us. So
Yeah.
you're right. Since it's already subdivision, it has to come.
It would be an amendment to a subdivision and that planning board needs to.
Yeah.
Would need to approve, so I think there's a couple.
Easing out
There's a couple of things. One is that I don't think the planning board is bound by whatever's in the covenants. Because private property owners can put whatever they want in covenants.
no private covenant can bind the planning board, period.
Right. Now, that doesn't mean that they're irrelevant. They're 100% relevant to you all and the rest of the property owners. So if they need to get approval from the planning board to do something, then to amend their covenants, that's fine.
Yeah.
I do think, and I can get more clarity on this, I do think the planning board is able to amend the
conditions.
the conditions or the plan, assuming that it's not breaking any laws or regulations that the planning board is bound by, like state statute. So I did ask, I did get.
We'll send emails from the attorney.
Yeah, I've asked multiple attorneys now, but so what I got from, I believe his name's Gray Lewis, not Lewis Gray, but so.
Yeah, that's right.
Gray basically said candidly, this question does not have a clear-cut answer. In speaking with my colleagues, we landed on and I put this, I just dropped it in there today, but I put this email in your folder. Landed on the opinion that the other subdivision members should be required to consent to the application as the condition sought to be amended as part of the approval plan, which covers the entire subdivision and thus impacts the entire subdivision. With that being said, there are good arguments as to why the other neighbors might not have to be involved. So then he also mentions that second, while not strictly the purview of the town, it may be worth raising to the applicant that the private covenants are actually involved here. And so that's something that is like, again, it's not really the planning board, the covenants, but something that we can talk about, and like you'll have to, even if the planning board, let's just say we're to approve an amendment to the subdivision plan and remove these conditions of approval. The other property owners may still be able to, like, if you divide your lot, the other property owners may be able to say that breaks the covenants and you need basically their permission if you want to do that. So even if the planning board kind of approves whatever you're proposing, there may still be another layer that you have to go through with your neighbors. That doesn't involve the planning board, other than the fact that the covenant says the planning board needs to approve.
Right.
So.
Right, so even if the planning board approves it, you might be subject to, one of your neighbors might be able to rightfully sue you because
They can challenge it,
Yeah,
assert
yeah.
their rights.
there's that legal risk is.
Which wouldn't necessarily, invalidate, I don't think, the removal of the conditions on here, because they're still in the covenant.
Where are the conditions? I
So the
know I saw-
conditions at the top left, and the first one says lots 1 through 6 may not be further divided or subdivided.
Yeah.
Who wrote that?
That would have been, when the planning board approved this, they would have said, we approve this subdivision with the following 3 conditions, those 3 that are up there. So the planning board can always kind of amend their approvals, by application. If it's not breaking any of the other, it's not breaking any other ordinance. And so we can get into that, but it is possible, I think, to split lot 6 into 2 lots that have enough frontage and meet Newcastle's lot and subdivision requirements,
Oh, easily.
but again, that even if the planning board says, yeah, great, go ahead, there still are hurdles that
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
other entities besides the planning board that may prevent you from doing what you're trying to do.
Now, what if
Independent
we
of this,
contacted all those people? They like sent them a letter that we're having this meeting, we wanna do this, if they didn't show up? Or do we have to put it in writing? Does it have to be?
That is a really good question for an attorney. I think, I mean, I think that if I understand what you're asking, the question is, do you need like positive,
If we sent a letter out
The
to
plan,
them saying, we're trying to
Of the
divide this lot, there's a meeting at the planning board on
Yeah.
June 15th or whatever. If nobody showed up. Would it be
I
legal?
can take that as approval.
Right, that's what
I think that's where my recommendation would be.
Consult a lawyer.
Yeah.
yeah,
I consult a lawyer because I'm not a lawyer, but I can tell you this. The covenant says you need a majority
Right,
of the lot owners to agree to change the covenant. If you don't have that in writing, it's not worth anything.
so them just not showing up is.
Doesn't count.
Right. And even if an attorney said, yeah, you can amend a subdivision as long as there's no dissent from any of the property owners, I think either way, and I'm not an attorney. It sounds from my reading of this, you're still gonna have to get more than half of the property owners to agree. So it may just make sense that you get them agreed ahead of time, and then when it comes, assuming that they do, comes back to the planning board, then if the planning board approves, you should be able to move forward and have whatever you need to defend yourself if one angry neighbor says, I'm not okay with it, as long as you got.
Yeah, but you can have one angry one by the numbers, right?
That's what I mean.
How many angry ones you got down there?
Yeah. That's what I mean, is, because even if one person doesn't agree, as if you've got more than half saying, yes, we want to amend this, then you've got, I would think.
Three
you
others.
could do it.
It might be worth pointing out in that last paragraph, because this can be amended by written instrument. It's
Mm.
specifically said it's a written instrument, so
So,
unfortunately.
and I think anything you have to record with the registry of deeds doesn't count unless you've recorded it with them, so can't do it not in writing.
So the question for the planning board, and we can't decide this tonight, we
Right.
can't vote tonight.
Yeah.
But excuse me, we cannot vote on this tonight, but the question for us is whether or not to change these original conditions of approval. And it's really only the first two that really matter. The lots may not be further divided or subdivided, and only one single family dwelling may be built on each lot.
And I'm assuming, so please correct me. My assumption is that you don't just want to divide the lot and sell an unbuildable lot. You want to divide the lot and sell it to somebody so that they could build a house on. So both are gonna need to be.
Yeah, and they also want your house, you want to make your house a two-family as well.
It already is, I think.
Oh, it is already.
Is it already a two-family down there?
Yeah, well,
I thought that was part of the proposal.
Oh,
It is part of the proposal.
Yeah.
oh, it's part of the proposal that you're
Yeah.
going to make it
Yeah,
a
so they want to
two-family?
do two things, subdivide and make their house a two-family.
Is that right?
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's another problematic.
Right, oh, I thought it was already,
That doesn't violate the.
oh,
Yeah, oh, yeah, it does, yeah, one single.
well,
family
there is two.
development.
It's in-
Okay.
okay, I've been there,
Yeah,
yeah, it's nice.
So. I mean, from the planning board's perspective, it's pretty simple. And this is how I see it. I cannot make this decision, and we can't make this decision tonight because we don't have an application. So what you're gonna have to do is, after tonight, fill out an application and then bring it back to us. And I would take that time to contact your neighbors.
I thought I gave you an application.
Yeah, and then the email I do have part of an application, but it's not everything that that the board would need. So I do have this. I think it's just a cover sheet, but the email that I sent you, and I know you have not had a chance to look through it all. There's some more information that we're gonna need, and even if we had a complete application right now,
Yeah.
planning board has to have a
Yeah.
pre-application, so, but if you go through the email that I sent you. There is more, and I do want to go through and just make sure that there's nothing, we're not leaving anything out before we. close
Yeah,
out.
and unfortunately, the application would have to be a subdivision application.
Yeah.
So it has to address all the criteria in the subdivision section of the land use ordinance,
And that's,
A through U.
Almost the whole
Yes.
They had the
application.
surveyor. He's the one that filled everything out.
okay,
Oh, okay, great, so you might be able to help with.
yeah, and well, and that's,
That he
so
had.
one of the things I sent you was the subdivision approval standards. A through U, so that you can look at it, some of them will be probably not applicable, but at least you can go through and address anything that's there so that. It's in writing, and the planning board has the information they need to act on the application, so that's one of the things that I sent, yeah, subdivision. Can be more difficult than it needs to be,
Yeah, I know.
It's tricky.
yeah, and these are all state
Because
standards,
it's a
so.
state.
So what I would say real quick is just that, times have changed since the subdivision was originally created. And the intent and needs of the town have also changed. And are more aligned with not having the conditions than they are with keeping the conditions on the subdivision. However, it seems not, in general practice, it's not a good idea, I think, to amend a subdivision on the request of a single landowner of the subdivision. Because the impact is to all the landowners. So while I can't tell you what to do, I would strongly recommend that you do have the conversation with your neighbors, try to get a majority when you file the application, and then have that majority come to that planning board meeting. So that we can hear from them that they actually do want to make this change. Because otherwise, you could imagine a scenario where someone in a subdivision may come to the planning board and request something that they know the rest of the subdivision owners do not want. And the planning board could grant it based on on that one applicant and land both the town and the subdivision landowners in hot water. So just as a matter of sort of crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, everybody playing with their cards face up, I think that'd probably be the most authentic way to go about doing this. And if we could have that, if we could see that there's majority support for making the thing, it's a relatively easy change.
Sure.
And I can't see any real hurdles to the change unless anybody else has anything that I see.
The only detail is that, and this is a folder, this was what is this from?
Oh, wait.
Oh, this is from, March 2026.
Oh.
But one thing that I noticed on here is there's enough road frontage to have two lots that have the 250 feet of road frontage that are required by Newcastle's ordinance. The one lot that you're proposing has 350 and the other has 156. So you just need to, you can probably just shift this line so that it's 250 and then whatever the remainder is. So-
Is this the 156? Yeah.
Yeah.
He has 156 within Newcastle, so that. meets
Well,
criteria.
yeah, one-
That meets criteria. for-
275, actually.
Need 100.
Maybe
feet.
this one. Maybe I was looking at a different one. Cause this looks, oh no, the radius there. Yeah, you got 156 plus,
Plus 220.
plus 73,
Oh,
which I'm pretty sure,
oh, okay.
make sure my math was right in this. Graph fund.
I was-
Yeah, I think that gets you
He
to
has
230, so you just have to move this line
Castle on both lots.
like 20 feet.
20 feet.
And then, and then it would seem to me, on the space anyway, to meet the standards of. At least for lot frontage,
It was to define these lots.
yeah. Now, and what I.
Guy, did you hear him? Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said about moving the line?
Yeah,
Okay.
So otherwise. I think that otherwise it is fairly straightforward in terms of what's being proposed and what the planning board.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
I think you're reading this wrong. If you start in the corner down here where, the parcel that has the gravel drive on it. Point A,
Yeah,
73.94 feet at a radial degree of 125 degrees
yeah,
to the next square. From that square to the next square is 156.5.
yeah,
So 156.5 and 73.
like 230.
So it's only got to move it a tiny little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like 20
feet.
Okay, that's what you were saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, at first I got confused, I saw that 125, but that's,
I thought you were saying the 156 was.
Yeah,
no, it's just. 20 feet,
The criterion he has to meet is the total of
250.
250.
Did you see that on here? So
I see, so that's
Just-
just the line.
that's where.
actually, just like the angle.
Yeah, the back point's fine. You
Yeah.
can just move the front point over 23, 24, 25 feet and you're good.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense to you? To give 250 on each.
So that all your Newcastle land fits in nicely with the code of 250 on the road on Briarwood.
okay,
Every lot needs to have 250 feet.
yeah,
So. You just gotta move that line a little bit.
Literally.
It's literally as simple as calling up
Dan,
Daniel Colby. And have him move the line and print a new one and sign it,
Yeah.
so you can file it.
And, yeah, so the other thing that I'll say is, technically, I don't think the planning board needs. Another version of this.
No,
What the planning board does need is. An updated version of this. Of this, and you can show and actually, you have to show the lot line on. That's,
division plan.
Do you have that one? With you?
Hopefully.
yeah, so here's what's confusing, and just to make it real clear for you folks. You're proposing to make a change to your lot, but because it's part of a subdivision, you're actually proposing to make a change to the subdivision.
Right.
That means what he's saying is true. You gotta show us the subdivision map, not your lot.
so that, yeah, we need,
Oh.
the planning board will need.
We need that.
Was this something Dan gave you or
Yes.
is this something?
Well, and this is not something that he,
It's at the road sheet.
Oh, okay.
it's something he gave me, this is what was recorded in 87. So. What the planning board needs is an updated version of this. With these two conditions removed. And it won't have actual signatures on it, but we'll need somewhere that we can sign, and then. A line here so that you got 250 of frontage and 250 of frontage.
It's an interesting one.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. But yeah, I think your path forward is very clear. And if you can get that consensus, that majority with your neighbors. you could potentially sort of kill two birds with one stone. You bring them all here to this meeting.
Which would help facilitate if they
Yeah,
have written consent.
Written consent would be better,
Bring
so,
them with written
yeah.
consent. And then you're then you're
Right.
meeting the criteria that the.
And if they have written consent, is it other property owners need to physically come to the meeting or?
No, they don't.
No.
If there's written consent, they
Yeah.
don't have to come to the meeting.
That's that.
So,
No, I just think it'd be good.
Fruit baskets, most people
Yeah.
like no bake cookies.
Cookies are good.
Yeah.
Cookies are always
I
nice.
would put neighborhood cookout.
We're not promoting bribery. That's not what we're
Get them all
promoting.
drunk and then, oh, sorry. But I-
Well, what we need to do is just have a little get together on that road or something. that
Yep.
We can do, if you know,
Just to get like,
people.
just the three property owners who are near you.
Well, there was a,
Or,
there was coming in the computer, right, that. How to get out?
there was a letter that was sent,
Many
yeah,
years.
2020.
That's by Burbank, right? By
You've
me.
included a
Yeah.
letter from
Yeah.
2023.
yeah,
And nobody ever replied, nothing.
So
Nothing.
2023, that was about the multi, right? The use of,
Yeah.
okay. Nobody responded?
No.
That's what I was thinking.
Nope, nobody,
And
we
that-
didn't hear a word from anybody.
so and I included
Well,
that
we-
just
We
because,
did get something from a guy who he said he was living in Alaska and he had sold the property.
Oh.
That's the only
So
one
he-
That's the only one that
that,
responded.
nobody else
Well, that was nice of it.
replied to the letter
I
that the
think
attorney wrote and.
I did, so I gave you the list, at least when I pulled it. In February of the current property owners as of that and mailing addresses, as far as the town knows for tax records, so.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be too far out of date.
No.
The other thing is when, so assuming you get written confirmation from the neighbors in order to meet the process requirements, we'll have to have a public hearing, which means anybody who wants to can come and show, but you'll have to send mailed notice out, and I put this in the email that I've got, and I'm happy to answer those questions, but basically we'll have to, let me see if there was anything else in there.
Yeah, notify all the abutters.
It's basically, yeah, notify the abutters, and I think mailed notice, and we'll put it in the newspaper, and then we'll have to also send it to the road commissioner, fire chief, life safety. I can't imagine they're gonna have any issue. You're not building any new roads or
Right.
anything like that, so. And in fact, I can send it to them already and see if they have any issue with it, assuming that you're still gonna try and do this.
I say no.
It's complicated.
But it was gonna cost a lot of money between the attorney and the thing, if, I don't know, do what you want.
Well, you could get an attorney to draft you a letter and it should only cost, an hour of their time. It really isn't that much.
Yeah, well,
Um,
they already did it once, so we can say, "Hey, we use that letter.
you go,
again."
yeah, the template, absolutely, absolutely. That would help them.
I
Yeah,
have a sneaky suspicion that they use a lot of templates in that business.
Yeah.
boilerplate stuff, you know what I mean?
okay,
Mm.
But in general,
well, thank you for your time.
thank you
Any other
very much.
questions or anything? If anything else, we can talk, but.
I wish it was simpler.
I do too.
Yeah.
Very good,
All right,
Take care, guys.
thank you.
thank you, have a good evening. All righty. Where did I go? Where did it go? I already closed it. Nope, there it is.
Too many tabs.
Too many tabs open.
These Chromebooks in your tabs.
All righty, so that was new business. We got no old business, other items, public comments, anybody want to say anything about anything we're not saying anything about? Seeing none, moving on. Board discussion, do we have board discussion for tonight?
There was one thing I do wanna mention, which is, for the next, I'm gonna try and get you, like the roads. The amendments of I was gonna say the Constitution, but
Yeah.
amendments to
We
the
have a big
ordinance,
time.
for the roads that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
And admin stuff, I'm gonna try and get you that for the next meeting, you can all look at it.
Yep.
And there's also a bunch of other changes in there. Some of them are from like putting the new definitions in and making sure that hopefully it's just kind of all of the other adjustments that have to happen.
Sure.
Which I think should be it. So that's coming.
Yeah.
Um,
All right,
and
and then planners report.
planners report is I have submitted my letter of resignation from
Oh,
Damerscott and Newcastle. So
dude. what?
I
Glad I'm staying, you know.
sorry, yeah.
Where are you going?
Going actually back to the Mid-Coast Council of Governments. It'll be
I don't even know what that is.
MCOG
so like a regional planning.
Association.
Yeah,
Where's it in?
it's in Damerscott.
Okay.
So I'll still be around.
Not leaving, leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow I've managed to make my commute shorter than it already.
Measured in steps.
Yeah, yes, literally. I mean, which will already coming to the Newcastle office from where I live is maybe it's a 5-minute walk.
Yeah, right.
This is gonna be like a 3-minute walk. But yeah, so that's and then my last day officially, I think, is the 12th, which is a Friday, but
June.
of June. So I'll be around and if you have questions and things about stuff, planning stuff. Feel free.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, we are going to miss you. It has been great to have you.
Thank you.
Indeed.
That's
Huge asset. Hard to replace.
So I was gonna do all my work.
Is it now you gonna keep the position?
The conversation tonight, well, I mean, it'll ultimately be up to Kevin and Andy, and I know they've already talked, and it'll be up to what makes sense. More what I said to Newcastle that they probably need more than just a 20-hour-a-week planning position. Newcastle might be able to get away with 20 hours, but I would also encourage the town to like think about
Bigger
more.
stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, they were already talking about trying to get you help too.
Yeah.
That tells you something, right?
right. And that's, you know, the planning board support and like administrative planning stuff is one thing, but you probably see like it ebbs and flows month to month. And then if you want to do ordinance changes and, you know, pursue the other things, you know, implement kind of the comp plan and that stuff, it squeezes the capacity of the part-time planner, so.
Yeah.
You were doing all that in 20 hours?
Yeah.
Thank
Here
you.
for Newcastle.
Thought he was our guy.
I've been advocating for, well, since you came on,
Mhm.
that we need a full-time
Yeah.
position.
Well, I've gone to other towns and been like, hey, my town has this, you
Yeah.
guys don't, you guys should really think about this.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, I think it's really good for towns to have.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's only.
Especially think about my business. You know, like how many times do you know, like you need a liaison, right? Like. I don't need the code guy per se, and I don't need to go and talk to this person, I just need a guy that can do, you know.
Yeah,
Or a girl, or what, you
Yeah.
know, shit, dude.
and that's part of it is that the code enforcement officer already wears all the hats. I mean, they have to do so much that to even if you had a full-time code enforcement officer, I mean, it's a different skill.
Yeah.
It's a different skill set of doing
Yeah.
code enforcement. The way that I see it is it's like there's code enforcement, which actually is like 90 things. Then there's administrative planning, which code enforcement does a little bit of now, does a lot of now. And there's the administrative, you know, reviews and the planning board support. And then there's like the long-term comprehensive planning that municipalities should be doing.
Right.
Newcastle is, a lot of others, not so much.
And things are only gonna get more complicated with time, though. Is our population growing? It's
not gonna get easier.
So what's interesting is that the last two census of Newcastle, The data has come back pretty flat.
Tell me-
Within like
Somebody should tell
six
me,
people.
somebody should tell me
Yeah.
Academy that.
Oh,
Well,
but there's a lot of us who are like, I didn't get counted. You know, quite a few.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
well, the voter rolls, which doesn't include anybody under 18. Those are more than whatever the census say, all right? I'm pretty sure Michelle was like, yeah, we're at like 17 or 1800 just registered voters.
Right,
So.
and the census data is telling us we only have 1850
Yeah, total population.
total population.
So unless
That's
there's
not
only
correct.
150 kids in town.
So I was involved with the Maine Community Foundation effort years ago. And their results were basically that this part of the state, the population doesn't change that much. What happens is people die and new retirees come in and replace them.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
sure,
we're,
sure.
because we're the oldest county.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, there's validity to that, absolutely.
Was there not a COVID influx though?
Oh, there was.
Yeah.
There was a bump. And then there was drift. Away.
Prior to COVID, I bought my house in 2016, and when I told the story, and I went into the town and was like, hey, I'm new here, you know, hey. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm like the fourth person under 40 to move to town. And they're like, yeah, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I just stoked. But there's a lot of land that
There's a lot of land.
that has been sold in Newcastle, which we
Yeah.
assume will be houses.
Let me just wrap this up so we get Haven out of here.
Yeah.
So we're good with everything for tonight. Without objection, meeting adjourned, 7:18.